Hi there and welcome back to my channel. I'm making another video within literally a week of making my last one, and I used to do this all the time with my videos. I used to make them almost daily, or at least like 2 or 3 times a week. I would make a video and post them like that weekend. But this is just going to be a quick one. I've got a dentist appointment in my hometown this morning at 10:45. And then right after that, I'm going the next town over to see my dad and my stepmom. And we're just going to have a quick lunch together. And then he's out of town to Portland for a baseball game with his brothers and nephew. Or it's it's my cousin. So it's like I don't know how the family relations go. So basically he's going to a baseball game with 2 of his brothers and his nephew's son. So it's going to be a really good time for them. I'm really excited for my dad to get out of town and have some fun like that. So basically I have already done quite a bit this morning. I brought Zach to work. We did get coffee out. This is my little coffee. I just finished it, and I got it at it was probably like 7 o'clock this morning when I got that, and I don't know what the time is now. I can't see it from here. It's got to be right around 8:30, and so it took me about an hour and a half to drink this coffee, which normally I would just like slurp it down in like 2 seconds, but I got a small hot coffee from Dunkin'. It's an original hot coffee with 2 shots of sugar-free vanilla, 2 shots of sugar-free hazelnut, 1 stevia, and 2 cream. Usually I get skim milk, but today I was really craving something a little creamier. Skim milk is really good in coffee because it's high protein, low fat, low calorie, but cream sometimes just hits different, and I really enjoy like dairy products. Like I've never had like a sensitivity to anything like that. So the only reason I try to get the lower fat options is because of the calories, honestly. And the fat content. I know cream has a lot of fat in it, but usually my days go pretty well. And then for breakfast this morning, I have started my cottage cheese, and I cut up a pear. It's into like little 6 of slices, and I shared half of that with Gabby already, and I think I'm done with the fruit for now because I'm actually pretty full. I had a half a cup of cottage cheese and probably like a third or a quarter of a pear just sliced, and I don't even know if I ate that much because Gabby, my puppy, ate most of it. She has been out already because I'm going out of town in probably like 45 minutes to an hour. I put her back in her kennel until I get back. Because I'll be gone. My appointment's at 10:45, lunch at 12 with my parents, and then just heading right back home. I don't really have a lot other than that going on today. I do. I've got a lot of stuff, but it's all pretty like personal stuff. Stuff that I'm not going to share on my YouTube channel. So basically just a lot of paperwork, writing letters, stuff like that. And I'm just going to set this aside for a second while I talk to you guys. So basically the last week, the last 4 or 5 days at least, I guess it's been since Sunday. Since Sunday, I started PMSing. It's the week before my period, and usually I start the following Monday or Tuesday at the latest. And the actual period only lasts maybe 3 days, and it's very manageable. It's super light, and the worst that I've experienced so far after stopping a birth control that keeps me from having my period, it's probably been close to a year being on the birth control pill, where I do get a menstrual cycle every month. Is the anxiety the week before, like my PMS week, sometimes is so crippling that like I have even missed work because of it. And it's can be really stressful because I get extremely emotional, and overall just like I don't know how to explain it. Like I just get really, really, really overly charged, and it's really hard to kind of manage my emotions during that week. But then once my period starts, it all kind of subsides, and then it's just dealing with like the flow of things, if you catch my flow. But yeah, it's been actually really good and enjoyable having my period back. I probably went from 2014, 15 to about till last year not having my period at all. So when I first started, I was really anticipating some like bad things, but nothing really is terrible about having your period. I think it's actually like a really awesome experience. And I think it's really a natural thing for women or girls to go through. And I did enjoy not having it for the time that I was either on the Depo shot, or I did have the Nexplanon in for 3 years, which is just a little implant that went like right here in my arm. And so I was on the Depo shot for probably like 5 years. And then I had the Nexplanon implant for 3 years. So that's about 8 years of not having my period at all. And I think there was a very short time between when I stopped college in 2017 to like 2018, or I think it was like 2017 to 2019, that not, I don't even think it was honestly that long, but there was a year or a year and a half where I did take the pill and I hated it, and I did not like the way it made me feel. So when I started this version of taking the birth control pill, I tried like a very low hormone version, because before I was always sick, like over emotional, and like even worse than in my worst time this go around with the pill. And like I just never felt like myself. It was really weird. I was always anxious. I felt depressed a lot of the time. And it was right at the beginning of Zach and my relationship. So I felt like my true colors were never really showing through when I was trying to get to know him when we started living together back in 2018, 19. And so I felt like I was always like on edge. I could never really enjoy any of our time together, even though like I loved being with him and I loved our time together. Like me personally on the inside was not like being able to express myself on the outside. I don't know if that makes any sense, but after getting on the Nexplanon for the last 3 years, I think it was, I just really started to flourish and like find like more enjoyment in things. And then, so that was the last 3 years. And the last year, so I think for probably the first like year or so, I was on the pill with Zach. And because we've been together for 5 years, and if I was on the Nexplanon for 3 years and I've been on birth control this time, the pill for 1 year, that's 4 years. And the first year I was on a different sort of pill regimen. And I actually had started it because I was off birth control for a couple months before I met Zach. And then I also wasn't dating at all then either. I didn't date too much in college. So honestly, I didn't have a boyfriend from my high school relationship going into my freshman year in college in 2009, when I first went to school, until I met Zach in 2018. And it was just, I think, a huge cleanse to my like personal beliefs and stuff like that, to be on my own for that long and to be single for that long. I did talk to a few different guys while I was in school, and obviously there were some flings and stuff that like I thought was going to lead to something else, but it was never the right fit until I met Zach. So it was pretty much about 10 years. It was like 9 or 10 years of not being in a relationship. And I was not like promiscuous at all in college. Like I was definitely not like finding inappropriate ways to be with guys, or like, I don't know, like I was very respectful of myself and my space. And so I did have a lot of guy friends. A lot of my friends were gay. So It was definitely easy to get that, like, you know, masculine, feminine, like girl boy stuff, like feeling without being in a relationship. And honestly, my friendship group was really loving and caring when I was in school. So, like in college, I went to University of Maine in Orono, Maine, and I was there from 2014 to 2017, and then I was there a few years prior to that. I was there from 2009 to 2010, and then I took a year or two break, and then from 2012 I was there for a couple months, and then I took a long break and went back in 2014, and got half of my degree finished in 3 years because I was part-time due to my disability. I only ever went part-time, and it was really fun. And then because of my disability also, I did not finish school. So I have about two full years of credits towards my degree if I ever did want to go back, which is definitely some point could be a possibility. Although I definitely don't think I would go back for art. It would be cool to do that, but like real life practice, like I don't see myself becoming a professor or a professional artist. Like as much as I would love to spend my time making artwork because it's something I really love to do, it's something that I also haven't really pursued since leaving school. So I have probably been in creative mode like maybe like 10 or 15 times in the last like 5 years, which honestly is about 3 times a year. You know, making a painting 3 times a year does not really like excel your ability to create, I guess. So that's something that I've thought about a lot, though, is going back to school, and it is something that I think I'd really like to do at some point. I just don't know what for. Going for business would be really cool. I would really like that. To just also use my creativity for that would be fun. Overall, I would really like to start doing my artwork again. I just honestly haven't had any supplies. I am all out of canvases. I'm a painter, right? So I like to paint. I don't have any canvases. My paints are all from college, from like 2016, 17. And so they're all like clumpy and really like they're past their due point, basically. And my paintbrushes are still really nice. I have my handful of paintbrushes that I've always used, but those also were old when I got them. And a lot of them are probably more than 10 years old. So I could probably use, and this is something I think I want to ask for my birthday this year, is for Zach to get me new art supplies so I can start creating again, because that is something that I love and it is something that I'm good at. So I would like to start doing that again. Primarily, I do self-portraits. Nothing like nudie or anything like that, but definitely like I have a large one that I almost got an award for, but I left school before I was awarded the award, so it was kind of like canceled, I guess, and I would have won like I think like $2,000. But I left like the semester before that award was given, so I didn't get it. Dang it. But I have sold quite a bit of my artwork to small businesses for their office spaces and stuff like that. Whether it's like, I also really love doing like flowers and geometric shapes, stuff like that. Scenes, stuff like that. I'm really good at painting from photos. So if I have a photo of something and I can make it look really cool. And I'm not saying it looks like just like the photo. It's not like a snapshot on a painting, but it's very lively and energetic. So I think it's fun to create in that way. What else? I've also had quite a few art shows in the area, in local restaurants and art shops, stuff like that. So that's very cool. But I have a bunch of paintings like in the other bedroom. We have a second bedroom here that we don't use. And I've got some in the kitchen still right in front of me that I don't want to show right now because the kitchen's kind of messy. But so that's my story for school. But I am also getting pretty hungry with I need to finish my breakfast and then get out of here. I forgot that I still had somewhere to go. But with my diet and everything for the last week or so, because this is where I started the whole PMS story. I put on a couple pounds from like water weight and stuff like that. So usually around this time until about the week after I stop my period, like I'm always like 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 pounds heavier. And it's just a waiting game basically because I've been eating really well. I've been following my macros, my calories, everything's been perfect. But that's that. So I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Happy Thursday.